The intro. Whoa, hi, you're loud. Greetings, everyone. Hello, my name is Flora Gainsborough, and we're back with Alywaterbug and Asagao Academy. We're not gonna have a 40-minute video. I have a clock this time, so we're good. Okay, I know where to stop us this time. I love the opening. If you want to skip it, you can. It's just a click.
Okay.
Listen.
Sorry, Esther.
I don't know which voice that is. I can't remember. I want to say I think that was...
Ah, that's right. We had just
We
got
had-
done through the tutorial.
Oh, you're not even out of the tutorial yet. The tutorial doesn't end until you choose who you're taking. Anyway, we are going to the library. We made it to the library. It took me at least 20 minutes to find the library. By the time I realized I was holding the map upside down, the sun was setting.
That would totally be me.
The library was much larger than I expected. The walls lined from floor to ceiling with books of all sizes on rough wooden shelves. Intimidated, I headed for the front desk.
Tell you what, that would totally be my library if I had the money.
Right? Make sure it's empty though so that you can fill it with what you like.
Well,
Just
yeah.
slowly build up your library, but have it like that.
Well, totally. It's like I'd have at least 4 or 5 of these shelves totally dedicated to romance, by the way.
A recognizably green and gray jacket was bent behind the counter. Normal boots. I briefly considered running away. Can I help you? Too late. Yeah, the school forgot to give me one of my textbooks. I was told I could get it here. Which one is it? The History 309 textbook. He stepped from behind the counter and motioned for me to follow.
Okay.
We dodged between the aisles in a comfortable silence. He seemed friendly enough. I should say something. What was his name again? Shane? Gerard? John? No, not John. Satch.
Huh?
Oh, you work here? Ugh, of course he worked here. He chuckled, dimples appearing in his cheeks. Yeah, I'm the librarian's assistant. It's my second year and I love it. I get to help people find books that speak to them. His eyes twinkled like a kid's on Christmas. Your book's right down here. He stopped at a row of thick, dusty books. Was this all history? And pulled out the book with the powder-wigged man I saw earlier. Thanks. He waved his hand. It was nothing. Do you need help with anything else? I wanted to make a good impression on the Normal Boots Club, but I couldn't come up with anything. No. Thanks. Right there. That's why I chose him first. But you can go for whoever you want. They're all awesome. You're welcome. As we headed back through the cavernous library, my unease melted away. We weren't talking, but just being near him felt like being wrapped in a soft blanket. I resisted the urge to snuggle up to him. We neared the front desk, stepping around a clump of studying students. As we passed, one of them shifted.
Of course, and I'm probably gonna go flying. Yep.
Something white flew past my face. A thick piece of triangular paper lay at my feet. I bent over and picked it up. It was surprisingly heavy. There was a quarter inside of it. If it was just a hair slower, it would have hit me in the face.
If I was just a hair slower.
Right. The students snickered, and I recognized the boys that made fun of my hair this morning among them. My heart dropped. I scanned my memory for anything I might have done to offend them, but came up with nothing. My hand started to shake. I hid it behind my back, trying to think of some way to defend myself. Why did you do that? Eh? What do you mean? We were just messing around. Are you suggesting we did it on purpose? I faltered. There was nothing I could say. I was outnumbered. They would twist my words around, no matter how straightforward I was. No, sorry. One of the boys held his hand out for the paper. I inched closer to give it to him, angry at myself for being so compliant. I wish I were... A gentle warmth closed over my hand and took the paper from me. Satch examined the paper closely. I see what the problem is. Your aim would be better if you cut the corners before you folded it. He placed the paper on the table. The boy looked at him in sheer awe. Be careful, though. You almost hit her, and that would have been awful. My hands began to sweat as panic shifted through me, afraid of the response. But... Geez, we're sorry. We'll be careful next time. Yeah, it was an accident. They apologized? Thanks. I appreciate it. He gave them a wide smile and continued off down the aisles. I followed closely behind, my legs weak. Don't tell me they stopped because of him, simply because I was with him. I wanted to thank him, but my heart was pounding so hard, I knew my voice would shake. We reached the front counter, and he scanned the history book. My lips trembled as I willed myself to say something, anything to thank him. He tilted his head to the side. What books do you like to read?
Oh, my next choice? Oh.
Fiction? He chuckled. I just finished a good book. I think it'd be right up your alley, if you don't mind me saying so. He reached under the counter, pulled out a thick green book, and passed it to me. A man in black stood on the front, hugging a woman in royal robes. It's long, but it's one of my favorites, The Princess Betrothed. Fun small nitpick before we continue on. I don't know, that was my friend. It's another friend. I love The Princess Bride. It is an amazing movie. One of my other friends is obsessed with it too. I don't remember your reaction with it.
It was a good movie. I'm not obsessed with it like I am certain other movies. But
God, no, I know so many of those quotes anyway. Amazing movie. I know things can be tough transferring to a new school. If you're ever worried, just read this. It'll transport you 100 miles away in a second.
That's pretty fast.
Tears stung my eyes, so I ducked my head. Thank you, Satch.
That's such a cute blush.
I know! She's got little tears in her eyes, too. I love the voice acting they do, even though it's all small. But for more than just the books. You're welcome. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think I got your name. I'm a transfer student. Well, it's nice to meet you, Hana. Let me know how you like the book.
I will.
That couldn't have gone better. Not only was Satch impossibly kind, being around him felt easy, refreshing. Like being doused in the midst of a waterfall. Oh gosh, what was I thinking?
Being doused in the midst of a waterfall feels awesome.
I wouldn't know.
It's
But
awesome.
I mean, I've gone to a lot of water parks, and so I kind of know, but I'm sure it'd be better with a real waterfall.
Oh, yes.
My cheeks hot, I left the library. 2 surprisingly heavy books under one arm. I settled into bed, eager to get started with my new reading material, but
And you make your entrance again.
Mai was sitting at her desk, carving a pencil idly into the pages of a notebook. Every few minutes, she released a long, drawn-out sigh as the lead of her pencil whined against the paper. I lowered my book and took the bait. Is something wrong, Mai? She let out another dreary sigh. I hope Jared notices me this year. Does Jared know you like him? I whirled around in feigned shock. What? I don't like Jared. Oh. I closed my book and set it aside, deciding to play along. Well, have you at least tried talking to him? No, I mean, I have before. Why don't you try again? She bobbed her head from side to side, considering this like it never crossed her mind before. Yeah, maybe I could do that. Satisfied, I picked my book back up. Have you ever had a boyfriend, Hannah?
Can't you tell I'm trying to read?
Nope. What? Me? No, never.
Really?
Never? Never. I bet you 10,000 yen that you meet a totally cute boy here and fall in love by the end of the school year.
If I had 10,000 yen, sweetheart, I would not be having as many issues as I am having right now.
That's roughly like $1,000 here.
Well, what I mean is she wouldn't have been dragging just one case
No
when she
kidding.
first started school.
Do you know each route reveals something different? You're crazy. I buried my face back in my book, barring Mai from any further discussion. Fall in love by the end of the year? Me? If I were a betting kind of girl, I'd take that bet. I awoke the next morning with what felt like a lizard in my throat.
Ugh.
Mai was already up, shuffling through her school bag with an enigmatic grin.
Yeah, that is you.
The first day of school.
The early bird catches the worm, but the early worm gets eaten by the bird.
Yeah. You're finally awake. Her voice sliced through the air like a knife, and I winced. She was definitely a morning person.
And I'm over here with a book hangover.
It's a thing, guys. Read too many books at night. It's a thing. It's time for the first day of school. Aren't you excited? I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. What do you mean? Is something special happening today?
I like how she's still in her PJs.
Yep. Something strange always happens on the first day of school, especially to someone like you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Dun dun dun. She winked. Someone like me?
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean. She smiled and started messing with a pile of papers on her desk. Shaking my head, I got out of bed and pulled my uniform out of my closet. My palms sweat as I held the gold vest and blue jacket. Was it really possible for things to be different here than they were at home? What if the problem wasn't actually the school?
That's kind of sad.
shook the thoughts out of my head and changed into my uniform. Oh! What is it? Oh, you look so cute!
I was wearing this outfit yesterday.
Really? Really? Heat crept up my neck. Yeah! Yes, completely! Your hair matches your uniform so well! You look like a flower blooming straight out of the ground! Thank you! Water stung the back of my eyes, and I turned to start packing my backpack. Why was I getting worked out about something as little as this? I must have gotten less sleep than I thought.
Book hangover.
Is something wrong? No, nothing's wrong. I'm just happy. How dumb was that? I started crying at the first sign of someone being nice to me.
Yeah, that sounds like me.
I took a deep breath to steady my nerves. What an oddly menacing laugh. Thud. All the air left my lungs as something like horses' hooves slammed against my back.
My...
Face.
Like, really?
You'll do just fine. Don't worry. This is gonna be awesome. I stiffly peered over my shoulder.
That part, she's done that to me before.
That was you? My punches have been known to leave bruises. If I really try. What? Huh?
Hey, no, or I won't be paying attention and it's just glump from behind.
I like my hugs. Mai stood behind me, her hand raised. Somehow, she had the strength of a bodybuilder. Nothing. I was just about to zip my bag up when I spotted the book Satch gave me lying on my nightstand. The Princess Betrothed. He said that if I ever needed to be transported somewhere far away, I could take it with me. It was pretty good so far. Maybe it would be smart to bring it along, just in case I had no one to talk to between class periods.
I highly doubt that. Especially if Mai has anything to say about it.
Would I need it for my first day of class?
I had many books my first day of class that I read.
Third decision of it. No, second. Yeah, second decision
Yeah,
of the game.
it's the second decision. I am taking my book with me.
I put it into my already overfull bag, biting my lip. It never hurt to be prepared, right? You ready? Yeah. Let's go. Stick with me and you'll be fine.
I highly doubt that, Mai.
Mai opened the door, and together we stepped into the hallway, merging into a steady flow of chittering girls and fruit-flavored perfume.
Gah. Sorry.
Oh my! I did not know we lived on the same floor. No way, really? That's so awesome. Now we'll be able to catch up. Whatever happened between you and... The river of girls shifted as we headed down the stairs. Suddenly, I found myself surrounded by a bunch of people I didn't know. What a jerk. Oh wow, what a jerk he turned out to be. Mai's exclamation faded into the buzz of voices in the air. Oh no. What would I do if we got separated? Anxiously, I searched the crowd of girls for Mai, but I couldn't find her. Everyone was dressed in the same Asagao uniform. It was difficult to tell anyone apart, and being so short really didn't help the situation.
It doesn't.
As we turned the last corner down the stairwell, I saw a flash of red hair a little ways in front of me. Mai? I reached between the two girls and tapped her on the shoulder. Huh? Who are you? The girl's eyes flashed, almost like a jolt of electricity shot through them. I'm sorry, I thought you were someone else. She said nothing and turned away. Before I knew it, I stood outside of Primrose House, watching the flow of girls disperse across the campus. Mai was nowhere to be seen. I couldn't even hear her chirpy voice. Oh man. I took a deep breath, biting my lip. This wasn't a big deal. I could go to class alone.
Maybe.
But I didn't even know where the building was. I love the art style. Look at the clouds.
Right?
I reached into my backpack and dragged out my class schedule. Homeroom 206 Poppy Hall? Which one was Poppy Hall again? Weren't the classrooms on the other side of campus? I picked a direction and began to walk, trying to ignore my rising panic at the thought of arriving late to the first day of class. Oh, that is terrifying. As a third year, where no one knew me, all of the people were staring. Hey. You okay? You look a little lost.
Oh, which one is it this time?
I know by the voice. Someone called out to me and I turned around, almost jumping for joy.
Ah.
When I froze. A Normal Boots jacket. He was part of the Normal Boots Club. I could practically feel my tongue swelling in my mouth. If this was a Normal Boots Club member, I had to make a good first impression. He was one of the founders, right? Then he must be Jontron. Yes. I'm new. I don't know where Poppy Hall is. You a freshman? No problem. My class is in Poppy Hall. I'll walk you there.
I'm not a freshman.
Really? That would be wonderful. Thank you. Is this really happening? He began walking toward a large brick building in an enthusiastic manner, pumping his arms up and down like he was in some kind of show tune. I fell into step behind him. Funny enough, if you ever watch his intro, Jontron, he does that. He's like, oh no. I didn't notice it when Maya pointed him out to me yesterday, but Jontron had big brown eyes and a warm-looking face. He was basically a human puppy.
Puppies!
I glanced up at him out of the corner of my eye.
The bird.
A bird. A bird on his shoulder. Birds always made me uncomfortable. Something about the ease of which they could poke out someone's eyes. Is something wrong? Why'd you stop? Sadly, speaking of stopping, we have hit the 20-minute mark.
Oh, really?
Outro time.
Okay.
Well, guys, this has been Asagao Academy. We made a couple of decision. We met Satch, and now we're with Jontron. Yay!
And freaking about over his bird.
Hana is scared of birds.
I know. And we just found that out. She's currently freaking out about his bird.
That's Jacques. He's amazing. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. And see you guys next time.
Have a nice day.